Now, the thing to talk about, the biggest news story to talk about, I should say, this week is it's got to be Forge FC. I mean, Forge FC, my God, they've played unbelievable this season. I mean, you got to say they're the third best team in Canadian football right now, behind only Montreal Impact and Toronto FC. Because I mean, the team is. I mean, I'm wearing their kit today for this week's show because I just want to put out my support for them. I mean, they've been phenomenal flag bearers for the CPL. They won the championship last season. This season, with everything going on, I mean, it's just been a really crappy year for everybody personally and professionally, and for the league and for the club, I'm sure. But I mean, they still won. I mean, the Island Games is a month long, and through the entire month, they were the best team in the league for sure. And now in CONCACAF League 2020, which they qualified by winning last season's championship, they've broken down barriers. I mean, let's be honest, nobody expected Forge FC or any CPL club within 2 years or within 3 years of this league being around to be in contention for CONCACAF Champions League. And that's where we're at the end of year 2, which is absolutely just incredible. I mean, Forge FC, I mean, going back to, like I said, they won the Island Games in mid-September. They had like 4 or 5 weeks off before they played back in late October, the preliminary rounds of CONCACAF League. Add on top of that, the entire competition this year is just out of whack. It's single game elimination, but every single game they will not be at home for. They're on the road the entire tournament, which is just mind-blowing to me. And then just on top of all that, I mean, you look at the squad's perfectly built. I mean, from top to bottom, net out, this is the best team in the CPL, without a doubt, with, I think, the best coach in the CPL right now, and Bobby Smirdios. And we're going to talk about his snub at the awards coming up pretty soon in this episode. But I mean, Forge FC win in the preliminary rounds. A couple weeks later, November 3rd they played against Toro FC in the round of 16. Weren't even favorites against one of the top teams in Panama, if I'm not mistaken. And they win. They win 2-1. It was, I think, a for sure win. It wasn't like an iffy win, like they just skated by. At the end of the 90 minutes, I thought they were the better squad in that one. I mean, that just proves that Forge FC, you know, they move on from that win to the round of 16, or round of 8, I should say, the quarterfinals, which was played just last week against A.F.C from Haiti. Again, they were the favorites to win that one, or they moved on to be the favorites to win that one. And if they, of course, win that game, they would have qualified for Champions League. Unfortunately, though, that first of 3 chances that they have to qualify for Champions League, they ended up losing to Argyle last week. Bit of a mess in that game. I thought that they weren't that great. Mo Babaloo didn't look that great. Maybe it's because he cut his hair, he just lost his power. I don't know. Tristan Henry, just days removed from being awarded the Keeper of the Year award, has an unbelievable, horrible, career, ugly-looking fumble with the ball. Everybody watching this, I'm sure, has seen the highlights at this point, watched the game live like I did. It was horrible. It was a bad mistake. I think it was Awuo there passes the ball back to Henry, who was by himself with the ball. It's him, the ball, and the net behind him. And he's got all these players to pass to, or just to kick the ball out to clear it. Well, a Haitian forward there's coming on to him. He doesn't. He tries to deke around him and do some kind of skill move around him. The Haitian toe taps it, rolls in the back of the net. It's 1-1, goes to penalties. And I mean, man, the goalkeeper for the Haitian club there, I mean, for Argyle, was just phenomenal in penalties. I mean, stopping all those, I think it was the first 2-3 shots for Forge FC. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it was just, it was a rough one, rough loss there for Forge FC in that quarterfinal match. That was the easiest of the 3 paths to go to Champions League next spring. That was the easiest one, and they just fumbled it. The other 2 chances now, the second chance here being the play-in match, which we're playing tonight. If you're watching this on Tuesday, December 8th, it's tonight on TSN, so watch it. Against Marathon, one of the top one of the top clubs in Honduras. If they win that game, then they qualify. They're not in the CONCACAF League tournament anymore, but they just have the single play-in game. You win, you go to Champions League next year. You lose, you're not going anywhere next year. And then their third chance, which will be in the first quarter of 2021, which is the 2020 Canadian Championship final between Forge FC and Toronto FC. Winner of that game goes to Champions League in 2021 as well. So, I mean, there had 3 chances. The easiest one was against the Haitian club, Argyle, there in the quarterfinals. They lost that one. And now it's just two really tall tasks to ask of them to win, two big games to win, that you're asking them to win in. I mean, tonight's game against Marathon is going to be tough. I mean, Marathon's playing weekly games right now. They're in the new season right now. They're top of their group coming, as of the recording of this video, coming into this week's game against Forge. They are top of their group in the top division in Honduras there. So, I mean, they're going to be in form, and Forge FC I don't think will be. And I mean, the start and stop, I think I even asked, I was lucky enough to be part of the media scrum for Forge for the award show a couple weeks back, after the awards were given out. I asked Kyle Becker, like, how is it with it mentally, the aspect of this season, because you went from playing the CPL tournament for a whole month, playing all these games in a month span, ending that mid-September, and then 5 weeks, 6 weeks later, you're back at the end of October for a game a month. And you're traveling from Canada to all these other countries, you're coming back to Canada, you're quarantining for 14 days, you're training for a week or so, leaving, quarantining, playing, you're in these crazy living situations now. And you know, he just said, plain and simple, I mean, it's tough, but at the same time, they're also making history, and they are. And he said something along the lines that it feels like a fairy tale, and I mean, it has been. They've done really well. I tip my cap there to Forge FC there. I mean, incredible win, incredible run they've been on, going to quarterfinals. Unfortunately, losing in quarterfinals, but they raised the bar. They continue to raise the bar for the CPL and for themselves, and that's what we need in the CPL. So, at the end of the day, good win for Forge FC. Just by getting this far and having set up 3 different chances, you know, it's going to be a shame if they end up losing all 3 chances. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But at the same time, I mean, I just got a round of applause there to everybody at Forge FC. Crazy season.